So love in every word too is called the wedding. Can someone please explain to me why did we have to sit through 3 hours for a low budget looking wedding at the very end? This movie wasn't a sequel, it was a hostage situation. We were held captive by sandal shopping.
Perfect color.
You like it, huh?
Were they trying to show us more gestures of love? I don't care. He's a billionaire. Honestly, this film is filled with the most bizarre, nonsensical, and hilarious mistakes. The producers insulted our intelligence, especially on Igbo tradition. I've broken down the 5 worst flaws that prove this movie was a complete and structural mess. And the first one isn't just a plot hole, it was a total waste of a perfectly good character. And that is Hassan. Okay, let's talk about Hassan. He shows up, he's handsome, he has a past with Chioma, he wants to invest, and then nothing. His scenes were so short, his threat was so weak, it had zero impact. We were robbed of some actual drama. Then there's the potential investment Chioma could have easily gotten from her fiancé if she wanted to. But she chose to go ahead with working with Hassan, knowing fully well that emotions are tied to this so-called business. Well, his emotions because Chioma has clearly moved on. His entire presence in this 3 hour movie was just so Chioma could get closure. That's not a plot, that's a therapy session. And a boring one at that. But speaking of boring, let's talk about the world's worst best friend.
Should I be worried that these people might want me to come down from an helicopter that looks like a lion?
At this point.
Fantastic!
Look, it's okay to be sad when your best friend's engagement is called off. But what is this now? What will be this?
Where do we go to from here now? Where do we go to from here? All the diamonds, Chioma, what do we do now?
Honestly, I was trying so hard to find the comedy in this scene because I don't see how it's okay to put on a full black mourning outfit and cry simply because you are going to miss the money and designer bags. If he made Choma's emotional breakdown all about herself, not minding her best friend is an actual emotional pain, it was just cringy. But as bad as the friend was, the entire mother-in-law plot was on another level of absurdity. So Chioma conveniently becomes an activist for an old boss right in front of the mother-in-law she's never met and doesn't recognize. What was that? It was a silent audition. It's like a restaurant review where you don't know who the critic is. And why did Obiora set up this elaborate waste of time? His mother thinks Chioma is a gold digger, right? Why not go to her perfume store from time to time anonymously and make your observations? This whole secret result plan was so complex and it brings me to my biggest issue with the film. Okay, I'm an Igbo guy and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Igbo people do not marry blindly. This movie's lack of depth in tradition was insulting. Are you telling me that Choma's mother, Uloma, has never met or seen a picture of Lolo, the matriarch of the family her daughter is marrying?
The thing about that family is that whatever that woman says is law and order. Anything she opens her mouth to say, nobody dares to go against her.
But Uloma is more focused on arranging 65 dishes for a wedding with a family she knows little to nothing about.
I need 65 dishes.
60 what?
65 dishes.
And if you think I am wrong, Obiara has pictures from 30 years ago, quote unquote.
No, baby, I've shown you her pictures plenty times now.
So from 30 years ago. She really looks like that now?
Watch.
So I beg you, make una riddle me this. How is Lolo this mysterious character that her own in-laws don't know? But Adaku is visiting her as if they are close friends. Obiora doesn't have a recent picture of his own mother. He shows Chioma pictures from what, 30 years ago, quote unquote. Is she in the CIA? Is she in witness protection? What's going on, I beg? And you are telling me a whole matriarch like Lolo is getting critical information like Chioma being a child of wedlock based on gossip from Adaku. That simply means neither family did any due diligence. They are just on vibes and inshallah. This is really absurd. You could argue that Lolo isn't on social media, but then again, 30 years ago, I mean, her son has pictures of her from like 30 years ago. Hey, it's Chioma's words, not mine. And you can also argue that Odogwu's people have collected the list. Mind you, these are people that Odogwu brought himself and not from his mother. It was like Chioma's family was marrying Odogwu and believed that Odogwu was the final bus stop. I was expecting both mothers to be formally introduced before the wedding could actually take some serious shape. And that is something we never got to see or explore throughout the movie. Even after the wedding was given a go ahead, we never saw any connections between both mothers. And the conflict, the entire reason to stop this wedding is that Chioma is a ah, good. First off, as the tradition implies, an Igbo child is never lost. The mother's family took her in. It is a weak plot, but the irony, oh, the Obiora has orphanages filled with children who didn't ask to be in their situation, just like Choma. Yet his own mother wants to block his wedding for the exact same reason.
Even hear that Odogwu is building another orphanage in Ihiala.
And don't get me started on the issue of genotype.
What's your genotype?
Oh, that's the problem. I'm here, yeah.
Me too.
You are this close to your wedding, and you're asking each other your genotypes. But who am I kidding? This is the same movie where the guy is building a house for his mother-in-law a day after he just met the woman he thinks he's going to marry. Wahala. This movie is supposed to be a comedy. And now, a word from our actual sponsors. I just have to give a special thank you to Gloria.
Gloria, bring the small seasoning cubes. Gloria, why is Mama done cooking oil?
Unatin said they sponsored this video. No, no. Without Gloria, how would we have ever known that no Amamado oil were in this movie? And to Obiora, pressing imaginary buttons on his router like he's a 1990s pager and talking about MTN. The product placement was so lousy, so in your face. It was just perfection. Look, were there good parts? Yes. Obiora's character finally has a family and a village. He didn't just fall from the sky like in part 1. And that tiny scene where Choma gets closure with her father, that was good. That was real because I feel it will make her relationship with Obiora better and more authentic. Oh yeah, oh, over to you. Did I lie about anything? What was the most absurd part of this movie for you? Was it the morning best friend, the secret and not so secret mother-in-law, or the 3-hour runtime? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, if you want me to bring this same energy to more Nollywood movies, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it to someone who also sat through this 3-hour mess. And seriously, tell me, what movie should I break down next? Peace.